In 2018, Nvidia launched its RTX cards, the 20 series, and the term and technology of tensor cores became mainstream. But in the world of super sampling, was it worth it? Let's talk about it.
And so we taught the neural network this thing, and we're calling it the Nvidia DLSS, Deep Learning Super Sample. Basically works like this. We create a whole bunch of super high resolution images.
Okay, so AMD is not going to gobble up Nvidia with its FSR, but I thought it was kind of funny. So anyway, I really don't see FSR as a replacement for DLSS. I consider it, two different technologies that work totally different. But I do think AMD will eat Nvidia's lunch when it comes to which one will come out on top, through a few points that I'll make clear throughout the video. And if you go on to enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for future Axial GT content. It costs you nothing and really helps with YouTube's algorithm. It might just make them think that I'm a better YouTuber than I really am. With that out of the way, let's get started. Nvidia first introduced tensor cores in its Volta microarchitecture. It was seen on a roadmap in 2013, but wasn't announced until May of 2017, and was designed on TSMC's 12nm FinFET process. The cards that first saw them was the data center Tesla V100, and also made an appearance in the Quadro VG100 and the Titan V. So there you have it. Data center and production-based video cards, because there was no consumer-grade video card on Volta. So when Turing released, Nvidia decided to push it off onto gamers, saying, hey, you need this too. Well, you don't. And they also used that as a basis to jack up their prices of their Turing GPUs.
Starting at $499.
And yes, that's a classic advertising trick, showing you $499 and a 2080 Ti, which that was not the case. To have enough tensor cores that were actually worth a shit, you had to get to 2080 Ti, which was $1199. But I've already beat that dead horse in my last few previous videos, so I won't go over it again here. So moving on. And here's how Jensen explains how their tensor cores work when it comes to DLSS.
Deep Learning Super Sample basically works like this. We create a whole bunch of super high resolution images with lots and lots of samples. So we jitter it and we create basically 64 amazing images, and we create hundreds of thousands of those. And then we give our network, we put an image in here, and we say, using this, it's called an autoencoder, convolutional autoencoder. It has to be temporally stable because we want to do this for live action. And so the network has to remember part of the past. And we're going to give it an image, and we're saying, go generate this amazing image on the output. Okay? So pretty soon we'll be able to give it a new image it's never seen. We train it, and every time we train it, if it guesses wrong, we tell it what's the right answer, we propagate it back. It takes another image, it guesses it again, and if it turns out to be wrong, we propagate it back. And we sit there and we just simply loop on it on a supercomputer. We run it trillions of times.
Okay, so that's basically how it works. And most of us that remember when Turing launched, which is the 2000 series, what a shit show that was. Nvidia pushing ray tracing when there was no games that actually supported it yet, and pushing DLSS 1.0, which, in a word, sucked. But there was a reason why it sucked, because it had to be implemented on a game-per-game basis, and it took developers a long time to implement it. But things have changed since then. Now we have DLSS 2.0. Which is no longer on a game-per-game basis. It's more algorithmically on the type of game it's being implemented on. So there is some headway. Now, just for me personally, I really don't care about ray tracing. I care more about rasterization. Maybe that's because of the types of games I play. When I play a first-person shooter, I'm not standing around smelling the roses, looking how pretty the reflections are, or where the light bounces off of, in a game kind of like Battlefield. I don't do that. So I don't really notice the difference, other than my frame rate sucks when I have it enabled. But that's just a personal opinion. Now enters AMD's FSR, Fidelity Super Resolution, and most say is a competitor to DLSS, which I can kind of see the comparison, but they work totally different. AMD's Fidelity FX I actually consider as a FPS booster.
Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR, is built around a state-of-the-art spatial upscaling algorithm that delivers a great gaming experience with super high-quality edges and distinctive pixel detail. It greatly improves performance, especially when demanding effects like ray tracing are turned on. We have developed FSR to deliver great performance, great image quality, and most importantly, for broad adoption.
Now the footage you're seeing here is Terminator Resistance. I thought about doing a review on the game, but the game is kind of mediocre and I had other things going on, so I never got around to doing one. But it is one of the early adopters of AMD's FSR. And you can see from the footage I'm averaging around 120 FPS without it on. But then switch to the settings and switch Fidelity FX on, and boom, I'm running in the 150s with a quality loss that I really can't perceive.
Some of us care more about performance, and some of us care more about image quality. And that's exactly why we've created 4 different quality settings in FSR. Gamers can expect anywhere from a 59% increase between native and ultra quality mode to over 2x increase when switching to performance mode.
Now right here is one of the best reasons to be excited about AMD's FSR.
Our goal at AMD is to create new technologies and features to drive the entire gaming industry forward by making them as broadly available as possible. And because the Fidelity FX suite of technologies is available on GPUopen.com for the entire industry to freely access, Fidelity FX Super Resolution will be supported across a wide range of products. FSR will be enabled on all Radeon RX 6000, RX 5000, RX 500, and RX Vega series graphics cards, and as well as on all Ryzen processors with Radeon graphics. In demonstrating once again AMD's commitment to drive the gaming industry forward, I have an exciting demo to show you next. AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution not only works on AMD hardware, but also across a wide variety of our competitors' hardware, including their most popular graphics card according to Steam, the GTX 1060.
So who doesn't like free FPS? And it looks like AMD just gave everybody an FPS boost. And you know this footage you see in the background? I'm not using a Radeon graphics card. I'm using my Nvidia 1080 Ti. So how cool is that? So if I had to choose a winner in all of this, it would be for gamers. Gamers are the winner here. Now I do think AMD has ulterior motives. I think AMD is actually paving the way for their next generation of GPUs. That's why they're doing it now. But that's just my speculation. Another cool thing is it's easy to implement inside games. It has been said that one developer took 2 hours to implement this into their game. So widespread adoption can take place at a blistering pace. So if I had to actually choose a winner between DLSS and AMD's FSR, I would actually say FSR. 1, for ease of implementation. 2, all the products that it will work on, AMD's and Nvidia's. And 3, consoles. Consoles run AMD chips. Both the Series X and the PS5 run on AMD. So for PC gamers, that's going to be an all-win scenario, because every game that winds up being ported from the Series X or PS5 to PC is going to have this implemented into it. And here's the thing, it does not have to be as good as DLSS. It just needs wider adoption and ease of implementation, and cheaper to implement as well. The same thing happened between G-Sync and FreeSync. FreeSync made G-Sync a moot point because no extra hardware was required, which made it cheaper. So it doesn't have to be as good. It just has to be good enough. But that's my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I read all of them. And don't forget to like and subscribe for future Axial GT content. I really do appreciate you watching. Until next time, my friends, I am out of here. You all have a good one.